If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, and it looks like a duck, well, by God, it must be a duck. I'm John Masters, and you're not. Yes, I love SNL, okay? I love the humor. I love it. I just don't know what to tell you. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this video pretty quick today, and there's a reason. I have often talked, and if you followed MR, Masters Report, and I'm the top MR, pretty stupid, but anyways, if you follow MR, you have probably heard me say over and over again that one of the things that we can do to bring accountability to the police is to get rid of the police department. Okay, to just completely get rid of it, turn it over to the sheriff's department. And I'm going to tell you why. And you go, what are you talking about? We've heard thousands of times all throughout the media. And yes, the unions have told us there's a thin blue line protecting us from chaos. All right, let me lay down some common sense here, okay? Who do we interact with the most as far as public officials go? I think hands down you would have to say the police. The police are one of the only organizations that deal with us directly and have a say-so over our freedoms that we do not elect. They are assigned by the mayor and the city councils, okay? Now think about that. It means that they're unaccountable to the people. They're only accountable to the mayor. A sheriff, on the other hand, is accountable to the people. In other words, they're elected into office and they can be elected out of office. Now, let me give you an example. All right, quick spoiler alert, people. This deputy is going to end up getting fired after this video comes out. Now, here's the important thing. If he was an actual police officer with the police department, it would be a totally different situation. And we all know that because, one, the policemen's union have a huge foothold in the government. What would have happened is that he would have been suspended with pay while an investigation was going to occur. And then what they would do is they would wait a sufficient amount of time to be able to then come back and say, well, we found there was... We investigated ourselves, and we found no wrongdoing. Everything was well within policy, because the mayor knows that if it gets really, really bad, all he has to do is fire the chief. Put in a new chief, say the policies have changed, and everything's good, people. We've reviewed ourselves. There is now new training in effect. You guys feel more comfortable? You see, because the mayor isn't going to get fired because of this. It really won't affect him so much if he can do plausible deniability and put it on the chief. Well, guess what? The sheriff can't really do that, can he?
What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Let it go, let it go. Let it go, hey. What's going on? What's going on with you? What's going on? Hey, back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Come over here. Come over here. You're acting wild. Come over here. Come over here. Relax. Sit down. Lean up against the car. What's going on? Lower your voice. Relax. I'm not yelling at you. Calm down. Hey, relax. Hey, chill out.
Now, this officer wearing the body cam, he's doing his job correctly. Look, he's trying to defuse the situation. He's trying to de-escalate. He's not yelling. He's trying to get her to calm down. And then comes in the police resource officer. And I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but there's a rash of kids now being arrested, thrown to the ground. I mean, it's unbelievable by these police resource officers. And you guys got to think about it this way. What the heck were they thinking putting a cop in a school? Cops are trained to use excessive force. They're trained this way. They don't call it excessive force. They call it overwhelming force. And of course, it's done for officer safety, officer protection. So let's see how this highly trained, compassionate school resource officer handles things.
You're the one who started this shit at school. You've been starting this shit all day today anyway. Alright? I'm tired of this shit. Back up! Back up! Back up!
Wait, did he just pull a weapon on this group of high schoolers? That looks to me like an expandable baton. Is he planning on wading into these high schoolers and beating them back?
Everybody needs to chill out for this silly. Yes. You gotta open the door. Yeah. Move out of the way.
All right, now that we have the dangerous high schooler stuffed and tagged and bagged into the back of the vehicle, let's go out and defuse the mob.
This is because you're silly. You're all stupid little children.
Go ahead for 343.
Stupid little children is what you are.
What tempo? We just got a crowd here.
Can you 10-9? You have a lot of background.
What tempo? We just got a big crowd starting up around us because we're trying to secure one.
Yeah, I took the report. Yeah. But she was also the one that I'm watching. They called me on the radio saying she's the one causing the fight this afternoon. I watched her go across me and she's trying to challenge. I get here and she's fighting. I get here the second time and she's starting it up again. She is the problem. She has been the problem.
And as usual, it's not the cops that are the problem. Everybody else is the problem. All 300 million of us. They're perfect. No, really, just ask a cop. He'll tell you.
Okay, this is silly.
Counting 343. Crowd starting to disperse. If we just get one more, we'll be all right.
Nice up.
And I'm tired of dealing with it.
I'm bored. 10-4 to resume norm.
Several times.
10-4.
Before it ends up coming to this. So who is she fighting with now? I watched her challenge. She came down here trying to challenge. I watched her come across me. She was looking for it.
Yes, you heard that correctly. She wanted it. She was looking for it. In fact, I think that's pretty similar to what sexual predators say about their victims.
She was looking for it.
Now, I've already said what a mayor is going to do. And if it comes to a situation where they can't reinstate him, what they're going to do is they're going to have him go ahead and resign, and they're going to call their buddy in a different city and call that chief and say, hey, Thin Blue Line, you need to hire this guy. And you've got a gypsy cop. Now, when it comes to a sheriff, though, there's a greater and greater awareness within the different sheriff's department of the scrutiny that they're now getting. They're getting voted out of office because of police misconduct and brutality. Now, a sheriff's going to be more like this. All right, what are the polls saying? What's the public reaction about this video? Oh, yeah? Oh, you got to fire that mofo. Fire his butt. And this is what happened here. Now, since that cop was fired, it's going to make his life a whole lot more difficult being a gypsy cop now, isn't it? If you resign, it goes off of your record. If you're fired, it doesn't. MR, where we're just too stupid to buy the bullshit. Make sure to subscribe. I'm John Masters, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, and it looks like a duck, well, by God, it must be a duck.